Hey, hey. Hi, everybody. It is Sunday night, and I'm really bad at doing these on the weekends. I forget in the morning, especially on Sundays, I think, because we're going in so many directions. But it is Diabetic Awareness Month, and so I have promised to come on here every day and do a live and share something about type 1, whether it's a fact or a statistic or something about our own personal story. And today I thought I would show you, tell you what glucagon is. If you're not a diabetic person, it's probably not a word you've ever heard before, but it is super, super important, and this is one thing that could truly save Molly's life, truly save Molly's life. So glucagon, this is what it looks like. They're now coming out with a form, hey Tracy, they're coming out with a form that's a nasal mist, which is gonna be a lot less intimidating, but we don't have it yet. So the majority of the people probably still have this form of glucagon. Hopefully next year I'll be able to show you both, but for this year, this is what I'm gonna show you. Right here you'll see, this is expired, and the official expiration date's on the back. So we save our expired glucagon. These are very expensive. These are the things we buy that we hope we never ever have to use. We do replace them every single year. This one's expired. So we save the expired ones in our house and we practice with them. Again, it's one of those things we hope we never need, but if we need them, we've got to have them with us. So Molly has one of these with her in her backpack at all times, in her swimming bag. We have one at home. I carry one in my purse. So we have them lots of places. You would only use this if Molly was unresponsive and unable to consume any kind of a sugar to help her blood sugar if it was low. So let's say Molly gets down to 15 blood sugar, and I can't get her to drink anything or eat anything, and it's crucial at that point that she gets some kind of something into her. This is what we would use. Most of the time, by the time you use this, they're either unconscious or very unaware of what's happening. It's terrifying to think of ever needing to use this, but we certainly would if we needed to. So that's what this is. It is a life-saving last resort. By the time you use this, you need to call 911 or have somebody else calling 911 when you're ready to use this. So again, it's called glucagon. It could save Molly's life. So here's why I want to show you. We have the boys practice with these. We practice with them on the expired ones. And so I thought I would take the opportunity to do this one live and show you guys what it is, how you would use it. It would totally scare anybody, but it would save Molly's life if she was unable to swallow, if you were unable to get her to consume something. So here's what it is. It's a little case. When you pop it open, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a little vial, but it's dry. If you can see in there, there's a little pellet, a little round pellet, okay? And then it's gonna come with this. And if you'll see the needle, there's liquid in here. So somebody taught me a really clever rhyme. There are instructions, by the way, in the lid. There are instructions. So if you ever crack this open, it is very simple to use. It's intimidating, but it's very simple to use. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna flip off that little lid, okay? You're gonna flip off that lid so you can see the top of the vial. You're going to pull this safety piece off, okay? That's so that in the case it can't be depressed. Okay, here's a little rhyme somebody taught me. Liquid to dry in the thigh, okay? So the first thing you would do, you see that needle? Not real pleasant. But you would take this and you're going to put this straight in to the vial, and you're going to depress. I'm gonna do it because this one's expired. You're gonna depress all the liquid into the vial, okay? Then it doesn't take long to dissolve, but you would just kind of swish it around really quickly to get it to dissolve. Now, again, in the case this is happening, this is an emergency, you just have to, this is one of those things that you would just pray that God would give you the calm to use. Like I said, we have never had to use it. Once that pellet has totally, and it has, there's bubbles in there, but it is totally dissolved with the liquid, okay? So at that point, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take the same needle and you would put it back into the vial, and you're gonna pull every ounce of that liquid back into this syringe, okay? When you see you have it all, you would very quickly, okay, very quickly, wet to dry in the thigh. So let's pretend this is Molly's leg. This would go straight down. You don't pinch, straight down. You're going to depress all of the liquid, okay? Once you do this, once you do that, you would be, like I said, somebody would have already called 911, or you would be calling 911 while you're doing this process. And after you administer the glucagon until you're waiting on 911 to get there, you would roll the person on their side. And the reason why you do this is because they often vomit. And so you definitely don't want them to aspirate to choke on that vomit. Scary, guys. This is scary, but this is one of the things we have to face. This is one of the things that my children, my 11-year-old and my 17-year-old, have to know how to do, and have to realize that no matter how scared they were, that they would do this to save their sister's life. Kyle and I would do this to save our sister's life. You could do this to save my daughter's life. I promise you, you could. In the moment, people say all the time, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. You don't have a choice. And you do it because you love the person enough that no matter how much your fear is, your love is greater. And you would do this. So turn them on their side. At that point, you're going to wait. What glucagon does is this little liquid makes the whole body release any sugar store that it has. So all of us, our body holds a little bit of sugar store. It does for a diabetic too. So what this does is it makes her body release every ounce of sugar that it has in store. So it's going to bring her blood sugar back up, right? After this happens, 99% of the time they're going to go to the hospital and get further treatment. But I promise you, I know this is one of those things that are scary, and it's one of those things that nobody ever, I don't want to think about it as a parent. I'm sure you don't want to think about it. But if you ever saw a type 1 diabetic unable to consume, unresponsive, this is what you would do to save their life. And I remember in the hospital when they were telling us this, and I was sobbing, thinking about having to do this to my own child. I said, that's such a big needle. And they said, trust me, by the time they won't remember this. Even if Molly was awake, she would be to the point where she wasn't cognizant of what she was doing. She would never feel this needle. She would never have any memory of this happening to her. And I promise you, she would love you and be grateful to you forever for saving her life. She would not be angry that you used this on her. So again, it's simple, scary, but simple. So wet to dry, pull it back out in the thigh. Wet to dry in the thigh. Glucagon, it is something we carry with us at all times. It's something in 4.5 years, knock on wood and thank you, Jesus, we've never had to use. But we absolutely would use it without hesitation to save Molly's life if this is what it took. And I would invite you to do the same. So if you watch this and this ever just absolutely terrifies you and you want to talk to me about it further, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about it. If you're a family that is with Molly a lot, that would like to practice with an expired glucagon, I have some. You can practice. Hopefully, we're watching blood sugars close enough that this won't catch us, but there are times when blood sugar is decreasing so rapidly you don't catch it. And so that's when this kind of a thing would come into handy. So again, I think we have thrown away 16 of these in 4 years. I hope we throw away 1,000 more in Molly's lifetime. I hope we never use it. But if we do need it, we have them and we would use them. So that's what glucagon is. Kind of a heavy topic for a Sunday, but that's what it is. That's how you would use it. And again, I invite you, no matter how little or how much knowledge you have about type 1, if you saw Molly unresponsive, unable to consume, this is what you would do. And if you're terrified or you couldn't get yourself to do it, call for somebody who can. Call 911, but I promise you, your instincts will kick in a situation like this, and you would be able to use it, and you would be able to save Molly's life or somebody else's life. I promise you, especially just by watching this video. It puts it in the stores in your brain. It's like those sugar stores that are hidden in your body. This information will be hidden in your brain, and under pressure, God would give you the grace to use this if you needed it. I promise you, God would give you the grace to use this if you needed it. So that's what it is. Again, pray we never need it, but if we do, we have it. Molly has it with her at all times. I have it in my purse at all times, and it's just a really vital piece of type 1 that we need you to know about, we need you to be aware of, and be willing to help in a dire situation. Again, 4.5 years, we've never used it. So the chances that you will ever have to use this is slim to none. But if you did, you would know to look for this red case. In an emergency, look for this red case for a type 1 diabetic. It could save their life, I promise you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. These are the icky parts of type 1 that no one likes to talk about. They're the icky parts of type 1 that are beyond scary. They're the icky parts of type 1 that make my voice quiver. But it's the reality of what our child faces, that every minute of the day, she has one of these within arm's reach, because that's the kind of chronic illness she faces. It's a scary battle. And the fact that you have to have something like this with you at all times tells you how serious it is and how quickly it can change. So that's why you following along, you watching these videos absolutely is changing Molly's quality of life, whether you know it or not, because you are someone now that is a part of the Army that has some knowledge that could save her life, save somebody else's life, know to quickly call 911, know to quickly call for somebody else to come help. You are making a difference in Molly's life, and I thank you for that. So please fight with us until type 1 is type none. Pray with me that we will never ever use these. But if we do, also pray that we will have the strength and the courage to use them quickly, without fear, and in the correct way. So please fight with us until type 1 is type none, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.